Hi folks! Okay, so today's question is it ever okay to lie? I think most of us would say yes, at some point, right? Like we've all said that we've liked someone's cooking to spare their feelings. Sorry, ma'am. But this week, we're going to look at one theory of ethics that says that it's never okay to lie. But hang on a second, it's also kind of brilliant, so bear with me while we go through Immanuel Kant's ethical philosophy. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind while we go through this is Kant's idea of freedom. For him, freedom is not just that we are free to do whatever we want to do, but also free from false beliefs and illusions. Kant thinks that when we decide to do something, we should really want to do it, and not feel pressured or misled into doing it. So keep this in mind while we go through his ethical system. The system, in its simplest form, has two rules. The first rule says that when you are deciding what to do in a situation, you should act in a way that whatever you choose to do, this decision would become a rule for everyone else. That's kind of wordy and a lot to take in, so let's take an example. Should you cheat on an upcoming test? Well, this rule asks you to imagine a world where everyone cheated on their tests like you did. Would it make sense to cheat on the test? Well, if everyone cheated on tests, then testing wouldn't make much sense, because the point of testing is to, test knowledge. And cheating isn't knowledge, so no, it wouldn't make much sense to cheat on tests. So the first rule asks you to think, if everyone acted the way I acted, would it make sense for me to act this way right now? Okay, so that's the first rule. The second rule says that when we make a moral decision, we should treat people as ends rather than means. So these are kind of two new words, so let's unpack those a bit. When we do something with a goal in mind, we call this goal an end, because it's what we want to achieve. It's the end point of what we want to do. To reach certain goals, we need to do certain actions, and to use certain tools or instruments to reach those goals. These are the means to reach our goals. So means are just tools or instruments that we use to reach our goal. All Kant is saying here is that people are complex and have their own attitudes, dreams, hopes, desires, and that we shouldn't use people like tools or instruments to reach our own goals. So now that we've gone through our two rules, let's use our two rules and answer the question, is it ever okay to lie? First, if everyone lied, even the smallest lie, then it would be really hard to tell if someone was telling the truth, because lying would probably be normal. So lying fails the first rule in the same way that cheating on a test would. It just doesn't make sense if everyone did it. This rule applies to everyone, and the fact that it applies to everyone is pretty important for any ethical theory, not just this one. So let us look at lying and our second rule. When we lie, we always lie to someone else. So we are deceiving them in some way. We're using them as means to our own ends. Lying fails the second rule. But why is this rule important to Kant? Well, remember earlier when we said that freedom was really important? Well, if we lie to someone about something, we're not allowing them to act in a way where they are free from illusion or false beliefs. By lying to them, we take away this freedom. And if you really like freedom, like Kant does, then an ethical system that allows people to be free is a pretty good one. So, now that we've gone through the two rules, is it ever okay to lie according to Kant's system? Well, that's a big no. But what do you think? What do you make of this ethical theory? Do you think that a system that says that we can never lie is a good one? I mean, like we said at the start, people lie all the time. I lie sometimes. And sometimes lying can avoid a larger harm, like, again, sparing someone's feelings. Oh, by the way, weighing up the total amount of good or harm an action does was a topic we covered back in a video on the trolley problem and utilitarianism, which in a way is a response to Kant's theory, and I'll link it in the description. But ethical systems should be something to aim for, not what we already do. So perhaps we can't really fault Kant for trying to make something that could not only be applied to everyone, but also be so comprehensive that it could cover everything down to the smallest white lie. But maybe it's just a little too comprehensive. So that's it for this week, and for a very summarised account of Kant's ethics. Again, I'll link the trolley problem in the description, and you can compare the two systems for yourself, and let us know in the comments. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again next week. Bye.